Let's have a look at this morning's newspapers, starting with the Express. And their headline is the yacht sinking off the coast of Sicily. They're reporting that the technology tycoon Mike Lynch and his 18-year-old daughter are among the 6 people feared to be dead after the vessel was sunk by a freak tornado.
The Daily Mirror also leading on that story, but it's got details. The story of British mum Charlotte Golinsky. It says heroically saved her baby's life as the ship became submerged. She managed to do so by holding the baby above the water.
Good evening. You might think that a luxury yacht which was caught in bad weather off the coast of Sicily would normally have been big enough to withstand rough conditions at sea. The trouble is, this was no ordinary storm. It's thought a sudden tornado hit the British-flagged super yacht, causing it to capsize early this morning. Tonight, 6 of those who were on board remain missing, including the British tech tycoon Mike Lynch and his 18-year-old daughter Hannah. 2 other Britons and 2 Americans are also said to be missing. 15 people, including Mr. Lynch's wife, Angela Bacares, were rescued. One body, believed to be that of the ship's cook, was pulled from the water. The ship's hull is said to have sunk down to a depth of around 150 feet.
On serene Sicilian seas, Italian Coast Guards work where a luxury sailboat capsized early this morning in intense storms. Divers entered the water above the vessel's hull, which now lies 50 metres below. On board were 22 people, including several British nationals. At least 1 person has died, their body recovered and taken ashore. 6 are still reported missing. 15 people were rescued.
Verso le 4:15 circa abbiamo visto un razzo a mare.
At about 4:15, we saw a flare, this fisherman says. We waited for the tornado to pass. After 10 minutes, we went out to sea and saw cushions and all of the rest of the boat, but couldn't find anyone. This was the scene at Porticello where the boat was moored, showing the storm's ferocity minutes earlier. Among those saved was a 1-year-old girl. Her mother told newspaper La Repubblica, "I held her afloat with all of my strength, my arms stretched upwards to keep her from drowning. It was all dark. In the water I couldn't keep my eyes open. I screamed for help, but all I could hear around me was the screams of others." The British tech entrepreneur Mike Lynch is one of those confirmed missing. It's reported his wife Angela was among those rescued. The businessman sold the software company Autonomy he co-founded for £8.6 billion in 2011. He later faced fraud charges over the deal before being acquitted by a US court in June. This was Mike Lynch talking about his passion in 2012.
We're about to hit a fundamentally different situation. When you can start to understand the information and put it together, the ability to do something without it being known is going to become very, very difficult.
After being cleared of fraud, Mike Lynch told a journalist he'd been given a second life and planned to go on a long holiday, a trip that saw him on the Basin, pictured on the left last night before the storms hit. The 56-metre British-flagged luxury boat, filmed here 3 years ago, is reported to have the world's 2nd tallest yacht mast at 75 metres. The UK's Marine Accident Investigation Branch has sent a team to Sicily to assist authorities with their investigation.
Well, marine accident inspectors, as Stacey was saying, they are being sent to Palermo to assess the scene. And the yacht had left the Sicilian port of Milazzo last Wednesday and was making its way east of Palermo. And Stacey is there now. Stacey, it feels like, I mean, this is a really horrible tragedy, but a lot of unanswered questions, it feels tonight, not least the fate of those missing. What have you been hearing tonight?
Well, actually, Tom, what's quite striking being down here this evening is the fact that there are hundreds of holidaymakers down here going about their holidays as normal, and yet in the distance, just beyond the harbour, there is a very serious and very concentrated search and rescue operation taking place following the events of the early hours of this morning. Now, we know it's been reported in media locally that among the missing is Mike Lynch's 18-year-old daughter, Hannah, who was said to be one of the 12 people on board last night, as well as 10 crew members. And the rescue operation is continuing here tonight, far in the distance there, but clearly as the hours pass, the chances of finding survivors are increasingly more slim. But yachts like this don't just sink, and there will be many questions asked about what exactly happened. Witnesses have been reported today saying that the force of the storm last night caused that mast to snap in two, and as reinforcements arrive here, the rescue operation is very much going to turn to an investigation into what happened.